Hello. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Okay, I think it's cooled off since I came upstairs.
Yeah. How do you handle when it gets really hot like that? And, like we're supposed to get, what, 100 degrees or something later in the week? How does that?
In the studio or just in general? I mean, the AC will crank. The fans will be on, and then usually, what tends to happen, and this will be the theme of today's class too, is in the summertime, the yoga practice is there to complement the heat, so it's thought to be like a cooling, slower practice, if you so desire. So it's really about pacing and taking time and noticing. Because also people, not only does it get hot up here, but people love to practice outdoors, which I love, where there's no AC or climate control and the classes are in the middle of the day in peak heat. And so I think it just depends on preferences.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah. Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not one to take
Me
the
either.
heat.
Yeah.
I'm like, please,
Well, the soft pro tip that I have, this is where the vents are coming from. So sometimes, hi Lisa, I can't remember where. Like, is your spot the one where you get the most blast, or is it over here? To kind of, I like to position myself underneath the fan or underneath the AC. Smart. Yep.
I'm like, where's the fan?
Where's the fan? And then some ice water. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in different places where the teacher, there's no, they try to slow it down a little bit, but they don't really slow it down so much.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I have been in classes where I don't know, it wasn't necessarily the weather, but it was a really intense class.
Yeah.
I literally had to bring a hand towel.
Yeah. Slipping.
Oh my God.
I know. Same.
But I don't know the purpose.
I know, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, there's so many different styles, right? There's the studios that are heated, and the whole purpose is to like crank the heat regardless of the weather outside.
That's how I started.
That's how, yeah, it's usually the gateway in for a lot of us.
The place I practice in San Juan, they just don't air condition it, and so it's like
It's hot.
hot.
Yeah.
It's like 90 degrees. I have the windows open. But then you go shower.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you do have to bring like
supplies.
Water and things like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it's, I mean, it's up to the individual, like you say, what they like and what their body can stand.
yeah,
But, you know, I don't want to be passing out from the heat.
yes. Well, I like air conditioning, so it'll stay on.
Okay.
I keep it on throughout. Usually in the beginning, like today, especially as the hotter it gets, I'll teach some cooling breath. And my phase is usually keep it off for the beginning, turn it on in the middle, and then turn it off at the end during Shavasana and just keep the fans going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed the skylights, they don't have any, like,
Cover.
shade.
You have to avoid these patches.
Yeah.
That would be helpful or
Then you
not,
get the
but-
light. I know.
The light, you get the stars at night.
I know.
I love the rain. The rain, did you hear that there was a storm in the evening?
And I know you're not here a lot in the winter, but even in the winter, when I never want to leave the house, we always have training weekends, and it's like being in a little snow globe, like being able to see the snow patting down. Gorgeous. Yeah. But we made it in the 100 degrees.
It's getting hotter.
It's getting hotter
It'll be cooler there.
than it is here.
They're saying like 106 degrees.
Yeah, something like that.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm so not ready.
I know. It's 106 feels different in different parts of the country. I feel like 106 here is so humid that it feels sticky and heavy. Yeah. So I know, in it. Yeah, luckily, I'm like, it's intolerable unless you have access to some water, like being by the fountain or being by the river, or a pool or something like that. So shade. Yeah, I will be indoors. Yes. Yep.
I'm glad it's just not me.
No, absolutely
I
not.
think, I'm just, you know, I'm older, my body can handle it.
Yeah.
No.
I was just in Maine, like northern Maine for the past couple of weeks, and I was telling Tiara that it was like I went back in time for spring because At night, it was, all the windows were open in the house that I was staying in, and it was like 40, 50, 60 degrees at night and like 70 in the day. And it was delayed spring because because it's cooler up there, all of the plants are obviously blooming later. So like the lilacs and peonies that we had in April and May were in full bloom. And then I came back here and I was like, I stayed in Stonington and Deer Isle in the islands. Yeah, gorgeous. And then my good friend, her mom has a house in Hancock, which is just the town you pass through before getting into Acadia. So we did some day trips to Acadia. So like north. It's so nice. Yeah. Incredible. There's nothing else like it. Yeah. I have a friend, hi, cute skirt. I love it. Yes. Both and. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went, that's an instantaneous smell just crossing over the river, or crossing over the bridge to get there. And I didn't realize, the town of Stonington, it's, I think it's a lot of retirees and lots of seasonal people. The seasonal people are obviously there only for a short period of time, but the average age demographic of any time I went to a restaurant or a store was like mid-80s, early 90s, which I loved. I was so happy about it. But I went to a talk at the Granite Museum. It's one just strip. It's one tiny strip of a town. But I didn't realize that Stonington was the southernmost place where puffins come to mate. They mate heavily up in like Nova Scotia and then Iceland and stuff. So you get to see a live feed camera and a naturalist talk about them and eat cheese while watching the puffins mate. They're so gorgeous. And they're this big. He said half a gallon of milk is what the size of it is. Yeah, she like brought an empty half gallon of milk to be like, this is the size of the puffin. And so they have little cameras. The Audubon Society has a live feed set up in one of their nesting spots. And so they have cameras into all of the burrows where you can see the babies being born. And I'll shut up about this one day, but I literally just started it last week, so I'm like, who can I tell? Yep, exactly. I think both. Yeah, both definitely do. But the thing, they mate for life. And the other thing that's very sweet is that, they pair up at year 4, and then the naturalist who'd spent some time on this island, she says they have an engagement year where they don't start between year 4 and 5, they're just like companions at sea, and then at year 5 is when they start mating, and then they have 1 egg per year. I know. Hello. Come on in. Come to me. Yes. But yeah, it was very, very, very sweet. Every time I go on vacation, I don't move my body. I'm just like laying down and a hike and walking with the dog. Yeah, just. Some of them do. Like Alyssa leads retreats and goes to places. I haven't graduated to that level of advanced yet. When I go on vacation, I'm like not speaking to anyone and fully silent, which is really nice, yeah. But I made, this one was an unofficial, my friend Kate, whose mom has a house up there, she went to Haystack, which is like the big art school that's in Deer Isle. And her mom took a pottery class, she took a fiber arts class. So her and I had an unofficial sewing retreat at her mom's house. So she made some squares and I made a quilted jacket from scratch in a few days. Yeah, so very amateur. I only do quilts. I started making them on 2021 and I've made a weird amount since that. It's just like, it's an itch that I haven't been able, it feels so good. But she had been making clothing at the Haystack school. So I was like, Kate, let's buy a template and then let me pick your brain. So it turned out great. It is way too hot to wear right now, but I love it. Yes. Oh my God, do I have a picture? Every time I finished it, I was like, Kate, take a picture of me. It's right here.
Is it like a jacket or is it like a vest?
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So did you make the quilt and then cut it?
I made 36 squares
Yeah.
and then had the template and I laid them out on the template. And then I put filling and liner on the inside and then like stitched it all together. So it started off like, you know, it was just squares. It was so fun. It was so much fun. Yeah, but it's nice to just, you know, wake up all summer. Oh my God, I went for their last, they have one this summer. It changes. So this year they had, I went to their open studio on the last day of Kate and her mom's class, and you got to see everyone's work that they did. So Kate was in the dyeing, stitching, and sewing where they did like different dyeing techniques of fabric. Her mom was in a slab building pottery class that worked with clay. Then there was a metal smithing of making stained glass pieces. And then there was another metal class like where they made hammers and tools. Like they had a piece of metal and they would do the old school forging of it. And then they had wood cutting, making huge woodcut lino prints, and a few more, I can't remember, but there was like six classes going on, and then every 2 weeks there's a new one. You should, it's, not only is I got a tour of like where they were sleeping and where they were staying, the views are gorgeous, and, hi, you did go there? Yeah. Yes. Well, I think what I've heard, I don't know when they transferred it over, but it used to be on top of Haystack Mountain, which is why it's called Haystack, and then they moved it onto the coast of Deer Island. It's like on the most remote point where it has its own beach. Yeah. It was really fun. Yeah, highly, highly, highly suggest. I'm already scheming. Next year they have like how to build Windsor chairs. There's like a chair expert who makes artistic chairs. So I think I want to take a class that I would never do at home. Do you know what I mean? Like sewing I would do at home, but I would never be forging metal on my own at home. I don't have the tool, I don't have anything. Yeah. So worth putting a little bookmark on it. Because I think they said the applications are in January. And it goes from June until late August. Yeah. Oh, there's the time. Hi, y'all. Could chat forever. We have 1 more minute, but while you're getting settled, we'll use all of the props this afternoon. 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap. I'd love to get some time to roll with the therapy balls, so if you'd like, I can bring them to you, or you can grab them. They're here in the white baskets. And then anything else you'd like to grab onto? How you doing? When do you move? Oh my God! Really?
Just here for the week, and I was like, I have to do this one.
Yes, yes, and you did it.
And I'm doing it. So that's good. But yeah, I don't want to leave. But I'm happy to be here.
Me too. It's so, what a treat to see you.
Yeah, what a weird change to not be seeing everyone all the time.
I know.
It's nice now.
Luckily, no, everyone seems like they're staying.
Yeah.
You know? So you keep coming back.
I will.
Okay, Summer, hi, good to see you. I love it. I will be table topping straight at eye contact. Okay, nice to be with you all. I missed you over the past couple weeks if you had a chance to make it to class. I will kick the AC on again. It's like, I promise, it went on, it came off, and then I'll crank it up again as we start getting going. But happy summer. Missed you all over the past couple weeks. Hopefully you got to take class with Kaushika. Maybe, yes, no, maybe so. And in case we haven't met yet, my name is Anisha. Thanks for coming. There's a bunch of events and announcements, but the big one is that I know some of us are indoor yoga people, which is why we come here to get air conditioning and climate control and fans. But if you or anyone else you know likes to practice outdoors, there's Three Queens is stacked with the schedule at Race Street Pier. There's classes in the morning, there's classes in the evening, and if it rains, they're at Cherry Street. And the videos, I taught it a couple of years ago, and the videos that I've been seeing over the past year are gorgeous. So it might be a fun, free friend activity to gather at and then go do something else that's over there. Go to the Fringe. I don't know what's in that region is like an anomaly to me because it's on the other side of the city, but yoga. Okay, so today I was Googling it because some friends were talking about it, and if you've been practicing at the studio, some teachers might have mentioned it too. But June 29th to July 23rd, a long stretch. It is the second retrograde of the planet Mercury. And there is a website that you can go to that says ismercuryinretrograde.com. At least last year you could do this, and it just pops up with yes or no on the screen. And for a long time, the phrase Mercury in retrograde, I would see it being thrown around as just something that you say when things are a little bit inconvenient. But Mariel actually explained it to me a couple of years ago in a way that felt very helpful and concise, and it's going to relate to our yoga practice in but a moment. But the idea is if you can imagine or remember the time when you're sitting in a vehicle, in a train or in a plane, and you look out the window, you're going at a certain speed, you look out the window and there's another train that's going a little faster than you. And the sensation that you might have is like time is standing still, you might even feel like you're moving backwards, it's a little disorienting. That sensation is what's happening right now as we, the Earth, this is a real scientific astronomy class. We, the Earth, are moving around the sun at a certain speed, and Mercury is flying by us a little bit faster than we are going around the sun. So the sensation that's happening here on Earth is like time is standing still, or we're moving a little backwards. And it's an interesting time of year because it happens 3 times a year for 3 weeks at a time. So for 9 weeks out of our calendar year, the retrograde is happening. And it's not really a time to, sometimes you hear like, don't do anything, don't think about anything important. Life continues, things move on. The asterisk is that what Mariel said is don't sign any contracts during Mercury in retrograde. Sorry, it's okay, I did one today, so it'll be fine. No, which is good. The force of the universe is behind us. Day 1 doesn't count, but it's a time of year where we take time to do the things that start with the prefix RE. So just like the retrograde, we take time to reflect, to restore, to renew, to rejuvenate, so that when July 23rd comes, we have all of the energy that we need to move forth for the rest of the summer in the direction that we want to move towards. So for the next couple of weeks, that's what class will look like here with me today, is that we'll spend some time warming up. We'll get into the major food groups of the body, but really take long rests, shavasanas, breath work to feel to notice what it feels like to restore, to reflect, to renew, to rejuvenate, so that we can be more present in the world around us. Yes, don't worry. Contracts will be signed forever, plane tickets will be bought, nothing bad will happen. You just have something to blame it on if it does and it's not you. But together, let's actually begin lying on your back, please, if you wouldn't mind. Can you have your head up towards the front of the room, feet to the back of the room? Have one of your blocks just somewhere that you can reach it without having to get up or grab it. Maybe set it off to the side or up top of your mat. And come to lie onto your back in any way, shape, or form that feels easeful and steady. So you might have your arms and legs long, more in that Shavasana-like shape, getting as much of you on the ground as possible. If you're feeling anything in your low back or in your hips this afternoon, perhaps you bend your knees, knock your knees into one another, and let the weight of your legs support the other. But as your eyes either soften or fully close, begin to listen for your own breath. When you close your eyes, it's in a moment to see yourself more clearly than before. To reflect, to notice, and to feel what's happening under the surface of your own skin. So that without the need to shift or change or alter your breath in any way, take a moment to see where your breath prefers to be. For some of us, it stays higher up in the chest and more in the front of your body. And the more you notice your breath, can you see how it naturally notices you? Let your next breath in move from your nose, down into your belly, and up into your chest. And as you exhale through your nose or mouth, let some part of you soften into the ground beneath. Take a few more of those breaths just on your own, letting each breath move in and down so it fills you up. And each exhale through your nose or mouth, feel the parts of you touching the ground get even 1% heavier. This entire practice, first and foremost, is in reverence to the breath. So as we start our practice and our time here with each other with 3 more of those breaths, wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that might come when you listen for and really remember your own breath. And now, keeping that attention inward as best as you can, softly blink your eyes open, and if they're not already, begin to bend both knees as you bring your feet flat onto the floor. Give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. And now make almost over-exaggerated circles with that right ankle, moving clockwise and counterclockwise. Try to spread the right toes as wide as you can spread them, point the toes, and feel the corners and arches of your feet as you breathe, just as you did when you were lying down. Now, after a few breaths, the next time your right ankle returns, interlace your hands behind your right thigh, bring the webbing of your hands behind your leg, flex your right foot, and begin to move your right leg towards the ceiling as the heel reaches to the sky. That's it. Instead of pulling the thigh closer towards your belly, can you do the opposite? Push the weight of your right leg into your palms. Feel your arms grow longer. Even the shoulders might pop up off the floor. But as the right thigh gets heavy into your hands, wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other. Gently press the back of your head into the ground and breathe into those parts of you touching the floor. A big breath in and a longer breath out. That's it. Slowly bend your right knee. Straighten your left leg long out in front of you. And we'll come in for a twist this time. So as your left hand holds the outside of your right thigh, move your right leg up and over to the left, bringing a block or 2 underneath that right thigh so the floor can rise to meet you where you are. If there's enough room, you might reach your right arm off to the side like a big T. You might rest it on your belly or on your ribs. But imagine your left heel could reach towards the back of the room, reach through that left heel, and let the right shoulder blade get heavier to the ground. A big breath in through the nose. Stay for the exhale and feel the back of your head soften further into the ground. Now on your next inhale, draw your right leg back up through center, lower the right foot to the floor as you bend both knees and feel your feet on the ground. And before we go to the second side, notice, reflect, regenerate, and see any difference from one side to the other that you might feel. And now for the second side, give your left leg a hug in towards you. Make those circles big and wide with that left ankle, moving counterclockwise and clockwise. We'll spend some time balancing on the feet this afternoon, so see what it feels like to be off of them, if even for a second. And now as that left ankle comes back through center, take that awkward thumb or pinky on top as you interlace your hands. Behind the left thigh, flex your left foot, and slow and steady begin to reach your left heel up towards the ceiling. Breathe here as you press your left thigh into your arms. Into that resistance, can you wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another? Let the back of your head soften to the floor as you take a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Good. Start to bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg long in front of you. And for the twist on the other side, as your right hand holds your outer left leg, move your left leg up and over to the right, bringing a block or two underneath that thigh or calf so the floor can meet you where you are for Supta Padangustasana C, a reclined twist. Think of this less how low can your left leg get to the floor, but how much can both of your shoulder blades stay connected to the earth. Let your left shoulder blade get heavy. Press the back of your head into the ground as you take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale and try to reach through your right heel to let the right leg grow longer towards the back of your mat. Now on your next inhale, draw your left leg up back through center. Give both of your knees a hug in towards your belly or chest. You might make some small circles or lean in one side and then the other. But feel the parts of you that are touching the ground, the low, the middle, and the upper back as you take a big breath in and a longer breath out. Now lower both feet to the ground, reach your arms overhead, roll over onto your favorite side, and make your way to tabletop as you press up and away from the floor, coming to your hands and your knees facing the front of the room. You might bring your blocks to frame out the front corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we start to move about. You might grab a blanket to give your knees a little extra padding, but anywhere you find yourself, bring those hands as wide as your mat. Spread your fingers with your knees under your hips. Curl all 10 of your toes under. Now moving with your breath more than my voice, start to round and arch your spine, linking breath and movement together through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's go for 5 breaths here just on your own. And as always, you might stay 1 breath per movement. Or you might take a few extra breaths in the rounded or arched shape, depending on what it is that you need. But let it be in reverence to your breath. Slow down the next breath in and really lengthen the entirety of your exhale out. As you come back to table, find your neutral spine once again. Begin to walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders. Walk your knees back behind your hips. And with those toes curled under, take it up and back to downward facing dog. As much time and as many breaths as you need to find your way there. In this down dog, see if you can bring your feet just a hair wider than they are already. Give yourself a little more room. And now lift both heels and soften the knees. Let your hamstrings and the backs of your legs release. With a bend in your knees, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. And as you keep your left knee bent, pedal just your right heel to the ground. See what you're working with in the back of the right leg, breathing. And now soften the right knee, think booty high to the sky. Pedal the left heel or the other leg to the ground as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now lift both of your heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. You might have those blocks underneath your hands so the floor really rises to meet you where you are. Maybe those feet widen an inch or 2 or the knees stay soft to give your low back some extra room. But as you bow in towards yourself, take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. After a few breaths, bring those hands up to your hips. Stand through your legs and a big inhale brings you up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. With your feet right underneath your hips, wait for your inhale to reach your arms forward and up to the sky. As you exhale, soften your knees, hinge from your hips to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow long through the spine with your hands on shins or blocks. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. With those knees up or tap to the floor behind you, take a few breaths here in your plank. Without moving those hands, can you energetically hug the palms together? Feel the forearms engage. And now press your head back in space to lift your chin away from the chest. A big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Keep those hands wide. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest up. And exhale to take it back to down dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. The beauty of even within this practice, there's pauses, there's moments to do what the retrograde asks us, to reflect, to review, to restore, and to notice what's happening with your own breath itself. So anywhere you are, in table, in puppy, or down dog, can you slow down your next breath in and lengthen the entirety of your exhale out? Now at the bottom of your breath, slow and steady, lift your heels, soften your knees, peek forward to come forward, feet to your hands, to your standing forward fold. As you inhale, lengthen halfway, try to tone the belly to support the low back, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to find your lunge, and bring those hands high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of your right foot. Wiggle your left toes back just another inch. And now as you breathe in, can you stay in the lunge? Lift your chest, grow long through the spine, and exhale to straighten your right knee as you fold in towards that leg. Let's take that 2 more times. Big inhale through to lunge. Reach your chest forward. As you exhale, straighten the knee and fold. 1 more time. Take a long breath in. Come through to your lunge. Wait for your exhale as your front knee straightens and you fold. Now pause here for a few breaths in your pyramid pose, Pursvottanasana. Can you keep your legs straight but try to push through your left foot? Wrap your left hip to the front of the room. Tack your right hip to the back of your mat and see where the sensation travels to the back of your right leg. Now changing nothing in your legs, push into the blocks or floor and come up halfway to lengthen. Reach your chest forward. Keep your left fingertips connected. Bring your right hand to your right hip. And as you wrap your right hip back, shrug your right shoulder up and back. Start to turn your chest to the right. Stay here, or maybe reach your right arm up to the ceiling for this variation of revolved triangle, but a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, think right hip back. Press the right big toe side edge of your foot into the ground as you lean back against yourself. Now inhale to unwind, lower your right hand, look forward, and all the hops you need to come back into your forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, fold, Uttanasana, bowing in. Second side with your left foot forward, slide that right foot back to find your lunge. Squeegee the right toes back another inch to get a little longer. And now with your breath, more than my voice, take a breath to lift your heart up. And as you exhale, straighten your left knee, fold. Twice more, take the entire breath to come through to lunge. Wait for the full exhale to help you fold, bowing in. 1 more time, big inhale, come through to your lunge. And wait for your exhale to straighten your front knee as you fold. Pause here for a few breaths. Sometimes with the left foot forward, the hips want to spin open to the right. So can you push through your right foot, wrap your right hip to the front of the room, tack your left hip back, and the dream is to feel it in the left hamstrings, the belly of the back of your left thigh. Now keeping the legs steady, press into the blocks, come up halfway to lengthen, breathe in. With your left hand to your hip, tack your left hip back, shrug the left shoulder up and back, and from your belly, start to turn to the left. Good. As you tack that left butt cheek back, press the big toe side edge of your left foot down into the ground. Stay here with your hand on your hip. Reach the left arm up to the sky if you so choose, but think shoulder blades together as you lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. 1 more exhale to offer the breath out. Now on your inhale, unwind, lower your hands to your sticky mat and step it all the way back to downward facing dog. With those hands as wide as your mat, follow your breath. Inhale to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink in that breath as you rise for Cobra. Try to hug the shoulder blades together. And on your exhale, take it back to Downward Facing Dog. From your down dog, inhale lifts the right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to find your lunge. Heel toe your right foot an inch or two over to the right. And on your inhale, come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms to the sky. Good. Here, just like you did in pyramid pose, can you lift your back heel, wrap your left hip forward, the right hip back. And as you stretch up through the fingertips, look away from the ground, a big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend one more inch into that front knee. Now hands come to your hips. Get a little springy off your back foot, coming up to stand. All the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg. Grow up and out through the crown of your head. And as you lower both of your feet to the ground, bend your knees and sit way back into your chair. Lean into your left foot, lift your right heel, and for standing figure 4, cross your right ankle over the left thigh. The blocks are right there. Your hands might come high onto blocks in front of you so you can hold something solid. You might keep your hands on your hips. You might also reach them up overhead, but take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Try to flex your right foot as you let your hips get 1 inch lower to the earth. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet to the ground. Reach your arms forward and up and grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. 1 inch taller and up and over to the left for standing crescent. Let your butt maybe sway off center over to the right. And as you tip to the left, slide the ears back and maybe bring the arms back in line with your ears, breathing. Inhale to come all the way back up, reach up to touch the sky. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in toward yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, walk those feet all the way back to take it to Downward Facing Dog. A couple more times together. Inhale through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drink that breath all the way in as you rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. And exhale to take it up and back to Downward Facing Dog. One more side, lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through or around to find your lunge. Heel toe that left foot a couple inches over to the left, and on your inhale, come up to rise for a high lunge as you reach your arms to the sky. Again, sometimes with that left foot forward, the hips want to spin open to the right. So as you lift your back heel, wrap your right hip forward, the left hip back. Stretch up through the fingertips, peek away from the ground as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front knee. Now you might keep your hands overhead or bring them to your hips, but get springy and all the hops you need to scoop your right thigh up. Stand down through the earth, grow up and out through the crown of your head. And as both feet lower to the ground, one last time, bend your knees, sit back into your chair. Lean into your right foot, lift your left heel. And for standing figure 4 or pigeon chair, cross the left ankle over. Anywhere your hands go to steady you, can you flex your left foot to support your left knee and ankle? Take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, think butt heavy to the back of your mat as you lift your heart away from the floor. And now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Lower your feet, let gravity hold you. Take a big breath in to reach up and grab your left wrist. 1 inch taller and up and over to the right for standing crescent. Good. Booty maybe sways to the left. And as you tip to the right, think bottom ribs back. Slide the ears back like you're laying on the floor. And maybe bring those arms back in line with your ears. Inhale to return all the way up through center. Reach up to touch the sky. And as you exhale, fold in towards yourself. Plant those palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet all the way back for Downward Facing Dog. And now from down dog, the next place to meet is on your belly. However you'd like to get there. You can lower your knees to come down. You can come through plank to lower down. But once you're on your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Rest on one side of your cheek or on your forehead. Close your eyes, if even for a moment, and call yourself back to your breath. That very technical astronomy lesson in the beginning of class. Might have forgotten, I tried to already, but we're on a train moving at a certain speed. There's another train going by us a little faster. The goal is, it is disorienting. It might catch us off balance, but can you find the moments to pause, to reflect, to collect, and notice what your breath is doing at any given moment? So if you're on a cheek or on one side of your palm, switch sides just to mix it up and take one more full breath in through the nose, and even open your mouth to let all of that breath out. Good. After a few breaths here on the ground, bring your hands to either side of your chest and come up through to tabletop. Press up to your hands and your knees. Sip some water, take a breath or two. Fans are on, AC is on. I am sweating, I am aware. However, pace yourself and take all the time that you need, even if I don't suggest it. But let's get into those thighs, quad stretch. So, if you'd like a blanket underneath your knees for some extra padding, please feel free to find one. You might also have blocks underneath your hands as you make your way to table onto all fours. But in your table with your hands on blocks or on the ground, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Come into your lizard lunge. Scooch your left knee back just a couple inches so it's behind your left hip. And the twist, keeping your left hand connected, climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. Start to turn from your belly, open to the right. And now in slow motion, bend your back knee, lift your back toes up off the floor, and begin to reach your right hand around for the top of your left foot, or a strap, or the leg of your pants. I think I said this last time I was here. This is the time of year I like to stick my fingers between my toes to feel like the webbing of my feet alive. But as you grab onto a strap, the foot, the leg of your pants, can you look at your belly for a moment? Slide the belly and ribs back like you're doing cat pose and see what that does in the left thigh. Now hug the right shoulder up and back, the left shoulder up and back as you lean back against yourself. Stay here the whole time, or for a few more breaths, you might look to the ground and maybe you walk your left hand forward of your left shoulder like you're coming to down dog. Completely optional to lower your left forearm down onto your block or onto the floor. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Really think ribs back, shoulder blades together as you lean back against yourself. Beautiful, y'all. Okay, look to the floor. With care, release that back foot. Take it back to tabletop. And a breath or two on all fours as you arrive. Maybe you're still, maybe it's a couple of rounds of cat and cow, but see what it is that you're working with from side to side. Okay. When you make your way back to neutral, second side, step your left foot to the outside of your hands or your block. Walk your right knee back a couple inches so it's behind, not directly under, but behind the thigh. Keeping your right hand connected, slide your left palm to the top of your left leg, and from the depths of your belly, start to turn open to the left. Bend your back knee, lift your back toes up off the floor. And in slow motion, reach your left hand around for the foot, the leg of your pants, or a strap for twisted monkey, the thigh stretch. Now here, it's a baby back bend, so those ribs really want to open. Can you slide the ribs and belly back like cat pose in the spine? And then kiss the shoulder blades together as you press your ears back so your head rests over your heart. Stay here breathing, or any of those options apply. You might walk your right hand forward of the right shoulder. You might lower down onto your right forearm on the block or on the floor. But take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale, ribs back, shoulder blades together, and lean back against yourself. Beautiful. Okay, look to the earth. Slow and steady, release that back foot. Plant your palms and peel your way back to tabletop so you can meet in downward facing dog for a breath longer as your hips lift to the sky. From your down dog, walk your feet to come as wide as your mat. A tiny bend in your knees, and one palm at a time, start to walk your hands back to meet your feet so you fold somewhere at the back-ish of your mat. With those feet wide, your knees soft, your hands might touch the floor, they might grab opposite elbows, but let the weight of your head be heavy here for a breath or two as you take a full breath in and a longer breath out. Now climb those hands up onto your hips. Stand through your legs, and a slow inhale brings you up to rise. If you have a strap, you can grab your strap and unravel it from its rubber band. We'll get into a little shoulder work and then continue on. I know, it is the season of like coming up and being like, stars are happening. So please sip water, take breaks at any point, but let's get a little more into the chest. So unravel that strap and go ahead and stand somewhere at the back of your mat. You'll hold the strap between your hands at your low back. You can be close together. I like to be about hip width. But once you have the strap, bend your elbows quite a bit, and now hug the shoulder blades together. You'll stay standing. On your inhale, reach your arms off of your butt towards the back of the room. Some of those elbows, they love to lock and hyperextend like mine do. So everyone take a tiny bend in your knees, a tinier bend in your elbows, and tug that strap apart to hug the shoulder blades together. And now ribs back, slide the ears back, and maybe lift your arms 1 more inch off of your butt. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And now soften the knees, start to hinge at your hips, and let gravity do its work as your arms reach up overhead to the ceiling. Unlock the knees, unlock the elbows, and as you gently tug your strap apart, kiss the shoulder blades together, and maybe reach your arms overhead towards the front of the room as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And slowly release your hands back to your butt. Ditch your strap off to the side. We'll use it later. And like a little crab, walk your palms back forward to meet in downward facing dog as your hips lift to the sky. Okay, let's string a few things we've done together. So on your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to find your lunge. This time, pivot your hands and feet over to the left and come into your wide-legged forward fold, facing the long edge of your mat. Your hands might be on blocks, they might be up on fingertips, and there's lots of room today, but if it feels like there's gonna be a butt very close to your face if you come up halfway, just slightly stagger with your friends. Because spoiler alert, come up halfway, press into your blocks or fingers to reach your chest forward. Now keep your right hand connected as your left hand comes to your left hip. Wrap your left hip back, shrug your left shoulder up and back, and from your belly, start to twist to the back of the room like we did in that first revolved triangle. With your left hand somewhere on your hip or low back, you might feel, is your butt trying to come with you? Meaning, is your left butt cheek a little higher? Can you lean your butt to the front of your mat? Turn the belly and chest to the back of the room, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. Stay here, or for the last breath, maybe you reach your left arm up to the ceiling as you take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale to offer that breath out. And now on an inhale, begin to unwind, lower your left hand. Slowly turn your right knee and toes to find your lunge, and do bring those blocks way far forward of the right foot. Now keeping your right foot connected, on an inhale, 1 more time, come up to rise for high lunge as you reach your arms to the sky. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the fingertips, look away from the ground, and bend 1 more inch into that front knee. Coming up to stand, a spring in your back foot, all the hops you need to scoop your left thigh to your chest. This time, interlace your hands underneath your left thigh like you did when we were lying down. Your left toes can always tap a block out in front of you, but try to press your thigh down into your hands and shrug your shoulders up and back. Stay right here. You might straighten your left leg towards the front of the room, like you could foot high five me, but a full breath in. Stay for the exhale to offer the breath out. And now staying standing, bend your left knee, a twist. Let your right hand hold the front of your right shin and bring your left hand to your low back. Shrug your left shoulder up and back, and from your belly, start to turn to the left. That's it. Stay here. Maybe you reach your left arm to the back of the room for a little counterbalance. And now, completely optional, your right hand might catch your left calf, your ankle, or the pinky side edge of your foot as you turn your chest open to the left and you straighten your left foot to the front of the room, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. On your next inhale, unravel yourself. Try to thread your left foot back to lunge. A big breath in to reach up, touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold as you step it back to downward facing dog. Let gravity hold and steady you for a breath. And it's always up to you. Stay right here. You might lower your knees at any point to the ground, or your breath can take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together before. But anywhere you choose to move, can you let it be in reverence to your breath? A slower breath in and a longer, deeper breath out. We got one last side to try out. So taking all the time that you need from your downward facing dog, lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot through or around to find your lunge. You might bring your blocks with you as you pivot your hands and feet over to the right and come into your wide-legged forward fold on the second side. Here, unlock your knees. And now without moving your feet, can you energetically hug your feet towards each other? Feel the inner thighs engage. Keep that as you come up halfway to lengthen. Now with your left hand connected to a block or to the floor, bring your right hand to your hip. Shrug your right shoulder up and back, and from the depths of your belly, turn to the back of the room. Think booty to the front of the mat, belly and chest to the back of the room. As you slide your ears back like you're leaning against yourself. Stay here, let the right arm reach up to the sky as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale and slide the ribs back. Good. On an inhale, unwind, lower your right hand. Turn your left knee and toes to find your lunge. You might set up your blocks out in front of you. And on your next inhale, the last and final round, rise for high lunge on the second side. Wrap your right hip forward, the left hip back. Stretch up through the fingertips as you take a big breath in. And on your exhale, bend into that front knee. Now with your hands on your hips, get springy off your back foot. All the hops you need to either tap your right toes to a block or interlace your hands underneath that right thigh. Try to take that awkward thumb on top. Now press the thigh down into your palms, and into that, shrug your shoulder blades together. Stay here as you find a steady point to gaze. You might straighten your right leg as you flex your right foot, but take a full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale as you offer the breath out. In slow motion, bend your right knee. Keep it on the block or hovering as you flex the foot, and let your left hand hold the front of your right shin. I like to bring my right palm to my low back. You might bring it to your hip, but from your belly, start to turn open to the right towards the brick wall. Stay here. Maybe the right arm reaches to the back of the room, or you might straighten that right leg as your left hand holds the ankle, the calf, or the pinky side edge of the foot for Padangustasana C, a twisted big toe hold. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale to offer the breath out. And then inhale to unravel yourself. Thread the right foot back to lunge. A big breath in, reach up to touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, and all the way back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, One last time, inhale through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. One more breath in Cobra. Hug your shoulder blades towards each other. And as you exhale, take it back to the last down dog of class as your hips lift to the sky. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now from your down dog, lower your knees down onto the floor. Bring your knees as wide as your mat, your feet towards each other. For child's pose, let your butt move towards your heels and let your head get heavy to a block or to the floor or to your stacked palms. But let the weight of your head be connected to something solid so the muscles around your neck and your jaw might get heavier to the earth. Slow down the beginning of your next breath in and try to lengthen the entirety of your exhale out through your nose or parted lips. A moment to reflect, to re-examine, and to see what's happening under the surface of your own skin, breathing. Now, after a few breaths, press your way back up to tabletop. And in a moment, you'll come to lie onto your back, just like we started, with your head up towards the front, feet to the back, but have a couple of things close by. So have one of your blocks somewhere that you can grab onto it, and also have your therapy balls somewhere that you can reach them. You got them? And if anyone needs therapy balls, can lay down, raise a hand, and I can easily bring some over to you. But set those things off to the side, your therapy ball and your blocks. Come to lay all the way onto the floor as you knock your knees into one another. You might rest your hands on your belly or on your chest. And with your eyes closed or softened to a point on the ceiling, take a big breath into your palms. And even open your mouth to let that breath out. Take another slow breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, can you let all of the breath go, feeling the parts of you connected to the ground get heavier? Okay. A little choose your own adventure direction to take us. The last few things we'll do are 3 rounds of backward bends. And you get the option. I'll talk you through all of the choices. You might be in supported bridge for the entirety of the time. You might move from bridge pose to supported bridge or upward facing bow. But for any of those options, go ahead and bend both knees, feel your feet flat on the ground, and bring your heels close to your hips. Walk them back an inch or two so they're close to your butt. Bend your elbows like you're doing the robot or holding a sandwich between your hands. And now shrug the shoulder blades towards each other. Press down through your feet to lift your hips. Wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other to lift the back of your chest. And gently press the back of your head down to lift your chin away from your chest. Stay right here or slide one of those blocks to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your butt. You might be here for a few breaths in bridge or supported bridge. Your hands might rest on your hips or on your belly. You might straighten your arms out long. Grab opposite edges of your mat to tug your mat apart to get the shoulder blades closer together. Or interlace your fingers as you press your wrists, your forearms, and your pinkies down. But take another full breath in through the nose. And a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. If you're in supported bridge, I invite you to stay here for as long as you so choose. For those in bridge pose, release your hands and lower your butt all the way to the ground. And either knock your knees into each other or slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Gentle twists will provide a counter pose to create length and space in the low back. That was round 1. For round 2, you're more than welcome to take anything that we've done, bridge pose or supported bridge, or Urdhva Dhanurasana is an option that I'll talk you through also. But for round 2, as your hips and knees come back through center, same setup, bend your elbows, do the robot, snuggle the shoulder blades together. Press through your feet, and as you inhale, lift your hips up. Stay here and slide a block underneath you. Stay here in bridge pose with any variation of your arms. Or for Urdhva Dhanurasana, bring those palms by your ears, your hands come wide. Press through your feet to maybe come up to the crown of your head. Press through the thighs to maybe straighten the arms as you breathe. Nice. See if you can turn your heels out, toes in, other way. Yes, that's it. Take a full breath in through the nose. A longer breath out through your nose or mouth. And for those that are in bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana, slowly make your way out the way you entered. And either knock your knees in or slowly windshield wiper your knees from side to side, breathing in through your nose and all the way out through the nose or mouth. Last and final round. Supported bridge, bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana or Urdhva Dhanurasana. You give yourself a moment to scan your awareness and move in the direction that most suits you. So as you inhale, same setup, lift the hips, wiggle a block underneath, stay in bridge, or with those palms as wide as your mat, press up into Urdhva Dhanurasana, breathing. A slow breath in through the nose. Lengthen the exhales through your nose or mouth. Take another 2 rounds of breath anywhere you are, and let the exhale offer itself out. And now after your third and final breath, lower down the same way you entered. For those in supported bridge, lift your hips just an inch and slide that block out from underneath your butt. Once your hips are down on the ground, bring your feet as wide as your mat. Watch for any props or neighbors as you drop your knees over to the right, like windshield wipers on a car. Wait for the inhale to bring your knees all the way up through center, and a big exhale to drop your knees to the left. One more with tempo, with your breath. Inhale to bring the knees up, and a big exhale to drop your knees all the way to the right. Slow breath in to return the knees through center. And the last one, as you exhale, drop your knees to the left. Now, as your knees come back through center, some options for this afternoon. I'll talk you through some therapy ball work in the upper back. But if you'd prefer to set up early for rest, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll meet you there momentarily. But for those interested in the therapy balls, you can grab onto them. Feel free to either keep them or take them out of their tote. It's up to you. But you'll hold the therapy balls in your hands. Slowly lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. And from the upper back, pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to the top tips of your shoulder blades themselves. There's no wrong or incorrect place for them to go, just somewhere you can breathe in or be curious about. They feel okay there? Yeah. And somewhere you can breathe in to notice any shifts. Now you might stay here, or to alleviate any pressure, you might bring a block to its lowest height underneath your head. But see what it feels like to let your arms get heavy alongside of you, let your butt and your feet stay heavy as you take a big breath in through the nose and open your mouth to offer the breath out to see what part of you gets heavier. We'll find 2 more places here in the upper back. So with your knees bent, feet on the ground, press just enough through your feet to roll your body to the front of the room. So you feel the therapy balls come down your back to the middle of the shoulder blades, a couple of inches lower than where they were. Once you find this new territory, take a big breath in and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. There's an entire universe to explore in stillness. So there can be plenty to do here, breathing. Or for any variation, you might reach your arms slowly up towards the ceiling with your fingers and palms soft. Just noticing any water bottles or props around you, you might stretch just your right arm overhead to the front of the room. And then as you draw your right arm back up to the sky, perhaps just the left arm reaches overhead. But go at your pace, moving with your breath in stillness or gentle movement. A slower breath in through the nose, and longer exhales out through the nose or mouth. And now after a few breaths here, let your arms lower down by your sides if they're not already. And one more place with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Press just enough through your legs to roll your body another few inches north until the therapy balls come to the bottom of your shoulder blades. So still somewhere in the upper back, just lower than the first 2 times. A deep breath in and a long breath out. Stay right here, or you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And this time give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. Try to unclench your fingers and palms. Maybe you lean from one side to the other or stay still. But if you are giving yourself that hug, see if you can switch which elbow is on top to notice any shifts. Get a big breath in and a deeper breath out. And now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And for the exit journey, a few ways you can scooch your hips towards your heels. And as you roll to the back of your mat, the therapy balls will come up. You can also roll over onto one side, push them out of the way as you come back to lay onto the ground. But however they exit, see if they can fully exit for the remainder of Shavasana. For sometimes if they stay in for rest, they create a little more tension than softening. And now I invite you to take all the time you need to set up for your version of rest. So any props you'd like to add to support yourself. You might let your hair down, you might set your glasses safely off to the side. But I'll talk you through a few rounds of this cooling pranayama called Sitali Pranayama, to not only cool the body, but to prepare the body for rest itself. So here, this is a moment to explore if you can make that U shape with your tongue, curling the sides up. You'll make the U shape like you're sipping in through a straw and feel the inhale coming in through the U. If the U isn't happening, you'll gently part the lips and bring the upper and lower teeth together. And through the gap between your teeth, you'll focus on the inhale coming in. And then everyone close the lips as you exhale through the nose. Try this on your own a few times, inhaling in through the curled tongue or the parted lips and teeth, and closing the lips as you exhale the warmth through the nose. You'll take 5 more slow breaths on your own, feeling the cool air as it coats the tongue, the back of the throat, into your chest and belly. And with the lips closed, a slow, soft exhale through the nose itself. This cooling breath, almost an internal air conditioning. A breath to be used as the weather gets warmer, as the practice gets warmer, to allow for yourself to feel the fullness of your breath. So when you finish your 3rd or 4th or 5th round, there's no rush. You can release the curl of your tongue or the parting of your lips and feel the natural cadence of your own breath. And without any altering or shifting of the breath itself. Can you let each cycle of your breath slowly dissolve the entire practice that was? Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after creates a little more room for what has yet to come. So for these next few moments, a moment to restore, to rejuvenate, to rest. Can you let your entire body get heavier against the earth? And the heavier you continue to become, the more spacious you might just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in and down so it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head slowly from one side to the other, heavy against the ground. Or being mindful of any neighbors or props around you, you might reach your arms and legs away from each other, or draw your knees in towards your own chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, feel your feet heavy on the floor, as you reach your arms overhead and roll to either side of your choice. A breath or two here, and when the time comes, with the least amount of effort needed, press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. With your eyes softly opened or softly closed, can you once again remember your own breath? As you take a longer breath in and down so it fills you up, and exhale that offers itself up and out in every direction. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths. You can draw your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. As you take a slow breath in, to offer all of it out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here and choosing to be together. Yay, happy retrograde. It will be easeful. Take care of yourselves, drink water, stay cool in the heat, and I'll see you soon. I don't know, the internet and Union will tell you what the July 4th schedule is, unless Mariel has said it or somebody else here knows. It's like usually on the holidays there's one class throughout the day, but then the other classes are one class. What day is July 4th? Is it Friday? Saturday. Okay. The announcement is check the website before coming to class, because then you'll see what classes are on and which ones are canceled. But I'll be here next Monday. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Anyone else have announcements? Things that you are doing that other people might want to know about or go to or see or do?
St. Peter's Basilica is hosting a luminescence thing where there's a live orchestra and choir.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's like a huge light show inside there. I bought tickets.
where is it? Should we just Google St. Peter's Basilica?
Yeah, like
Okay.
St. Peter's Basilica luminescence show.
Okay.
It's the same company that does like the orchestra and like candle.
Oh, yeah. They are heavily targeting me on social media. They're like, you would like this. So this is, real life ads are good. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Oh, good.